So, anything interesting happened this morning? Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Apptrepreneur, and it feels weird to say this. It really does feel weird to say this, but I am having the most fun on an April Fool's Day than I have had in a very, very long time. Honestly, April Fool's Day has not meant a whole lot to me for several years. It's not because of depression, it's not because of this or that. It's just because I've never been that into pulling a practical joke. I have pulled pranks before, but it's not like it's my drive. It's not like it's something I actively go out of my way to do. I don't like pranks to be mean-spirited. I like them to be fun, and I like everyone to have a good old laugh. And the very nature of a prank, an April Fool's Day gag, can sometimes go against that desire to just want to have fun. It feels kind of weird that April Fool's Day is typically something that we do, and we're supposed to be having fun with it, and it's supposed to be good-natured fun, but then there's normally a lot of hurt feelings, and so that's why I have largely not done too many April Fool's Day jokes on this channel. Also, there's the fact that the news just never sleeps, so there's always something breaking on the day of April Fool's, so you don't want to do like two stories that are fake and then one that's real. I mean, I guess you could do a select which one's real and which one's not at the end of the day, but I don't really want to do that. However, obviously that changed this morning, and while some people might consider this a gloating video, it actually is not going to be a gloating video. It's going to be my thought process on how I put this whole prank together, what my thinking of it was, and where we're going to go from this point forward. So about a month and a half ago, I came across the article that you saw in the video, and here's a screenshot of it just in case, from Streets Blog USA. Now granted, I don't read this site too often. There's a lot of information is frankly outdated, but I do search company term words in Google and Bing, and I bring up the stories that show up, and this was one of the articles that came up. Now, I did make a little note and figure, well, okay, I'll make a video of it. I mean, it's very generic information. There's stuff here that we've gone over before, but sometimes it's just good to remind people just how little we've come in the long road. And while I was making the video, I said, Rise of Revolution, I had to keep telling myself, tell people that, you're not actually talking about, Geo. Like, this is not about Geo. But then as I was making the video, I realized, wait a minute, that would be so funny if people clicked on this video thinking it was Geo. Like, that would just be the funniest thing in the world if people came into my video and thought that I was just gonna try to be picking another fight with him, and it turns out I was completely doing something different altogether. However, the only day I could think of to do that where it would logically make sense and be transparent that that's what I'm doing is, of course, to upload this on April Fool's Day. But how does one plan for this? Because here's the thing, the fact that I am talking about the rideshare revolution while trying to hint that it's this person, this Geo fellow, is kind of paramount to this joke working. Because if I just titled it what I titled it and I put some generic image in there, guess what? The joke wouldn't have worked, and it actually needed participation from other people, so to speak. And so when I made this video, I was making it knowing that the only way it would succeed is if Geo became a participating player, and I set out to make that happen in the best way possible. And I wanted to do it in a way where once it was all said and done, it was very clear this was not an attack on anyone, nor an attack on him. I just wanted to have some good old-fashioned fun for all of our sakes. So the first thing I did was obviously make the video. You had to make the video, and the way that I decided to approach the video was, you know what, I'm going to make it sound like I'm going after him. Like, it's going to force you to watch for a couple minutes, and then after a couple minutes, then when you realize what I'm really doing, that's when the joke begins. At that point, everyone will realize this is not real, this is a prank video, and people have a good laugh about it. However, I wanted to turn the notch up just a little bit because I had a pretty good sense of how Geo was going to react, and if he reacted the way he wanted to, I wanted to make sure that I had this part in the video where I acknowledge that, hey, this isn't what you thought it was, and hopefully nobody went making little criticism videos or responses before they even know what they were responding to. And that was so paramount to actually happening, otherwise this would not have been funny. Let me stress, unless Gio actually did what I wanted him to do, there is no way in heck this would have been nearly as funny as it actually was. But how do you get his attention and get him to play along in a way that I hoped he would? Well, the first thing I did, not that I watch too many of his videos these days admittedly, but I was made aware that he had made this video that a gun was pointed in his face, and it ended up being like a scanner or something. Now, I didn't watch the video, but reading the comments, I could definitely tell that he did a little bit of clickbait himself, which, you know, hey, that's fine. We all do clickbait. Obviously, today's video was clickbait. But I figured that the best way to first get his attention is to comment on one of his videos, and so I commented something along the lines of, "Nice to know this channel is above clickbait." There was no nasty intention behind that comment. That was just to get his attention. I should take a moment right now to pause and acknowledge he might have actually considered doing this anyway, even if I didn't leave that comment. I just wanted to have a little insurance, if you will, that he would probably look at my channel and see that I had uploaded this video. So just making that clear. Then, obviously, I had to upload the video, but I had to do it as a premiere because I have to give him time to realize that I'm making a video that he thinks is about him, but actually isn't. But he's going to respond to it anyway, like he normally does. Sure enough, he responded to the video, and just as I predicted, he was, So,
our beloved diabetic dwarf, failed journalist, lifetime victim, is back on the warpath. And this is the failed journalist. Oh yeah, and let me give you guys a little inside secret. You know why the failed journalist loves to do premieres? Because that's him hoping that you guys will chip in some super chats. Because he's such a he's doing this. Hey guys, it's all an act.
Well, let's just say you definitely want to eat him up sometimes, don't you? But hey, that's fine. In my opinion, from my perspective, the nastier this video was, the better. I even tried to play a little fair. I tried to be as transparent to him as possible that this was going to be a joke. If you look at the video, it wasn't premiering till April 1st. A great day to have an April Fool's Day video. Also, I did put his image in there, but his image did not represent the content of the video. The image was the early self-criticism that I anticipated he would give me. So I have him in the thumbnail saying, "Liar, the failed journalist is just making clickbait." Which I think we can all agree I 100% was. So I have gotten his attention. I have uploaded the video. I have included a thumbnail that is actively trying to warn people that this is a joke, and he makes his response video. Now, at this point, I decide, you know what? Let's give him at least one more chance. Let's give him one more chance to know that I'm just screwing around. And when he uploaded that video, amidst all the comments of people calling me fat and a loser and everything like that, I input a simple comment. "Thank you so much for making this video. I'm glad you didn't disappoint." That's all I wrote, because he was playing his part to a T. Now, afterwards, a few other things were said, and I decided, you know what? I'm going to leave one more comment. One more comment, because this will be the cherry on top of the sundae if I can actually get him to do this. Because I don't know how live his other reactions were. I don't. But I definitely wanted this one to be live. I wanted him to be doing it live, and I wanted people to see him doing it live. So what do? I uploaded one more comment where it was like, "Remember, you have to do a live stream reaction to this. No backsies." Now, I was thinking this might have been a little too much. Maybe I'm making it too obvious at this point that this is clearly a joke, and I'm clearly screwing around with you. But, oh, he didn't disappoint. Gio didn't disappoint. He live streamed the reaction, and we got this wonderful response. And we need to address it head on. In fact, you know what? I'm not the only one who knows this. Streets Blog USA has even noticed it themselves. They have written this article, "The Broken Promises of the Rideshare Revolution." Uber, Lyft, and the like promised to revolutionize mobility. Instead, they just exaggerated the worst aspects of punk culture. Now, I'm not going to read this in... And if there's one thing I'm going to brag about in this whole thing, it was so nice for him to be going like this.
For some reason, he's got this idea in his head that he can somehow best me, right? Nothing in this life, there is nothing in this life that he can do better than me.
To this.
He got me. He got me. He got me. He got me. That's a victory for him. He got me. Yeah, he got me too.
And just like magic, it was actually something very almost spiritual happened after this all happened. I felt at peace with our relationship, however weird it might be right now. And I saw a community who, definitely pick sides way too much, whether they're on my side or his side, kind of come together and realize, it's a joke. And we all got a good laugh. Now, some people didn't find it funny, and that's fine. You don't have to find it funny, but I accomplished my goal. I did an April Fool's Day prank. I pulled a fast one on someone who I've been wanting to pull a fast one on for a while, admittingly, and everybody got a good laugh out of it, and no one's feelings were hurt at the end of the day. So, where does this leave me and Gio? Well, here's where it leaves me and Gio, and this is actually the main reason I made this. The main reason I ended up doing this was because, I did want to have a little fun with the guy, but I wanted to kind of bring this feud, such as it were, to a close on a good note. He will probably never like me, and that's fine. Honestly, he doesn't have to. I'm not here seeking his approval. My viewers aren't seeking his approval. And for that matter, I don't even know why we're pitting viewers against one another. My viewers will support me, his viewers will support him. And you know what? We have viewers that watch both of our channels where it's like, hey, they're going to talk smack about him on my channel and they're going to talk smack about me on his channel. Such is the nature of the internet. But I kind of wanted to say I don't care anymore, and I wanted to say I don't care anymore in the most public and good-natured way possible. So therefore, one of my channels became The Failed Journalist, and I'm gaining more subscribers than ever, so thank you for the name suggestion. And we did this prank, and Gio, I have to tip my hat off to you. Again, if it had gone up as is, without any of your interaction, it probably would have been funny, but I don't think it would have been nearly as funny as it was since you participated, and even if you were an unwitting accomplice to my joke, you still played your part beautifully, and everyone got a good laugh. So you know what? Hey, I've got to tip my hat to you. You contributed to a really fun joke today. And if that's where we have to leave things, I'm perfectly fine like that. Now, he might make more videos about me. That's fine. I don't care anymore. The way I see it, he's doing his own thing. I'm doing my own thing. I don't even talk about Uber half the time anymore. When we come back tomorrow, we're going to be talking about Amazon again and maybe Instacart. So the thing is, I think this is a good point to officially put this to rest. I will personally not be starting any more fights. I know I've said it before, but this time I'm quite serious. I am very happy with where this ended. It ended with good-hearted laughs, a little bit of good-natured fun, and everybody walked away feeling just a little bit brighter, which, hey, you know what? A lot of us are stuck indoors during a pandemic. I actually have considered not even doing the joke because guess what? Do you even want to rile people up that way? But the more I thought about it, the more it's like, no, we need to do something funny, and it might just be a small part, but hopefully I did something to help brighten the community spirits just a little bit. In the meantime, tomorrow, unfortunately, we probably will be going back to Dour News, so sorry about that, but hey, in the meantime, this was a fun April Fool's Day. I think we all had some laughs. Thank you, Gio, once again. You played your part beautifully, man. You stay safe out there, and I'm going to end here in high spirits, personally. And if none of you are happy with how this all turned out, well, okay, whatever. I guess I can't help you at that point. Anyway, I hope you're all having a great April Fool's Day. I hope you're all keeping busy. I hope you're all staying safe. You know the drill. Flame responsibly and live long and prosper. Have a good one.